use the brush to start with. That's the first layer. Roughly with the brush, blot it up. That only serves one purpose, and that is to dull it up just a little bit. That's all. Not much. Don't wait too long to do the blotting, or it'll dry too much. I forgot that spot, it dried. Oh no. If you think it looks muddied, you'd be correct. Now you noticed me dip this in water. The acrylic paint reacts with the water by becoming wet again. So I can make dirtied areas clean by literally cleaning them. A little bit goes a long way. Hello, my kitty. You here to say hi? Hi. In case you're wondering what color this is burnt sienna. Wonderful brown muddled look. And the point is to go into all the corners, all the recesses, and let it do its job. Make it muddled. Alright, stage 1, stage 2, because I need more control. And I get my mud, my slightly tarnished look. I'm not done. It just started. What, kitty? You want to interrupt me? You want to be on camera too? Is that what this is about? Saying it's time for love. Time for kitty pattings? Maybe? Yeah? What if I lean back? Oh, yes, you do. Okay, come on, go. There you go. Come say hi to all the people. Kitty petting break. I think that's mostly done on this side. Warm tea. Okay. Layer 1 done. Well, technically that's layer 2. The gold is layer 1, the burnt sienna is layer 2. This burnt umber is layer 3. After layer 3, you do layer 4. 4 whole layers. You just can't avoid it. You're gonna get painter's fingers. Yep, this layer, a little bit wilder, a little bit more random. All right, 3 layers, 2 layers. You can see the difference in there. This dirt is much more pronounced now. And this is the wet spot on the rag. Okay, let's talk about this real quick. Full cart, burnt sienna. Master's touch, burnt sienna. What's the difference? This is a paste. This is a cream. This, when you put it down, is made to imitate oil paints. And what it does once it touches the surface is retain a shape. So if I put a brush stroke and a swirl somewhere, it's going to keep the brush stroke and a swirl. It's designed to dry in shape. So if I make a tube, a little snake of this, it's going to stay a snake. If I make a snake with this and I squirt it down, it's going to flatten out and dry like it does here on the top. There'll be some deformities, but that was pretty thick. So why don't I use this? I do use this, not for this. This is good if I want to use it as filler or large area coverage. Great for large area coverage. Small area, large area. It also is good for, well, as I said, filling in parts on there. I could use it on some of them. It'll smooth out some of the valleys from the engraving on this part, but it's not necessary. This did just fine. This, as you can see, it's pretty cheap too, but this was $2 or less. So 2 ounces, how much is in this one? 4 ounces, so they're roughly the same price. It doesn't matter. Now that we've finished this, we need to seal it. Where's my sealer? Oh, no, wait, I lied. We're on layer 4. Put my sealer right here for later. Layer 4. These are all the golds that I use most often. This is Rub and Buff. Golden's Iridescent Gold Fine. Full Cart's Pure Gold for your gold member. So that's a very yellow gold That is a much lighter, and that is a real deep shimmering metallic gold. So each one has its purpose. So we need to compare it to this. Which gold looks like that? Well, I've already done this comparison, so I already know. Rub and buff is right out. Yeah. Too yellow, too metallic. Too muted. Too yellow. So I picked up another one. Iridescent bronze. Very close. Very, very close. Very nice. Almost perfect. It's got enough iridescent metallic shimmer to it. It'll add to the piece. And it's got the same color, so it won't be obnoxiously out of place. One more note on this. Very high quality. See, they already gave you a sample on there. Is it the same? Does it look the same? Yeah, close. Very close, but yeah, I goop it on there. I don't necessarily want to trust that, but this is a very, 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 very high quality. Remember when I said this was $2? This is $10, and it's 1 ounce. I'm not going to do this in a lot of different places. It's going to be on very select places. Like right here. It's actually too much. Let's give that a close-up. This will be very hard to notice. It's very subtle, but I bet you notice it right there. Look at that. Gold on the edge. Dull on the edge. Gold on the edge. That is a very, very small, almost inconsequential detail that you can overlook. And it is ridiculously important because the edges always have, always have the cleanest spot. A full set of painter's fingers. Yeah. You know, they say that cameras are so high def now that you can take my fingernail or fingerprint now and you can get into all my biometric secure elements. Thank goodness I don't have any. Okay, now that we have that gold texture on there, I can put this away. And now we could talk about this. Ta-da, ta-da. Vinyl varnish. Final varnish. This is a gloss, oil and acrylic varnish. This is flexible, so I've heard. This is the first time I've used it, and I'll be perfectly honest with you, it's below freezing outside right now, so if you don't mind, I'm going to leave you right here. You're going to sit and stare at an empty tape. No, I'm just kidding. I'll stop the camera and I'll come back, but I'm going to leave this to be done, so it's going to disappear eventually, but there's something else I want to show you. On my Tumblr page, I did a little bit of a detail about what this is and what I've been doing. If you follow my Tumblr, you know what this is because you saw me post it. If you do not, here's a little description. This is a clay mold for the Scepter's jewel piece, which is this right there. It's mostly hard. It's actually very, very manipulable right now. It's got some work to be done to it. I've got to take it out. I'm going to sand it, and I'm going to do some other stuff to it. But as it is right now, it looks like it's got bubbles on it. It doesn't. Here is a clear piece. You can see the sparklies in there. That is a pearlescent powder that's been put in there. And then there is a layer of that in there as well. So there's two pieces, two halves, sandwiched together. They're completely clear, like this is. And there's glass thrown in there. And then to sandwich them together, I mixed a vat of blue dyed. Same thing, it's got the pearlescent powder in there. And you can see it in there. There's something amok about there. When we do the final product and we shine the light through it, you will see what I'm talking about here. Nice and shiny. There it is. Okay. So now, this is going to dry. And it's so cold outside, I really don't want to put it outside, but I'm going to have to let it sit outside until it's done. Alright. To go over this real quick, I've taken the masking tape off and revealed the beautiful white blade. I think that's just fine as it is. Let's sell this. No, it's not. Okay, so this right here did very well. Since this is made of foam, it's got a lot of flex in it, and this is holding up very well, and it's a gloss and it's smooth. It's not tacky. I'm really liking this material. Okay, so next step, we're going to mask this off, the gold that we've already painted, so we can give this a primer layer. And then we're going to move on to more painting. Wobble, 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 wobble. No lie, it's a lot of work, but it's satisfactory work. Creating a hard divide between one piece and another to make it transform into a blank monochrome canvas, into a grand spectacle. It's exciting. An industry trick. You'll see me do this with a lot of masking jobs, large areas covered in a piece of paper. Mostly because the paper doesn't damage the paint. And tape can damage the paint, and you notice I have two different types here. This type I like a lot better than this type because this doesn't stick, but this is more expensive, and this is really cheap. Give and take. I'm not going to cover this because I'm only working on this part right here, and it's time to prime. It's already been given the bath. This is my favorite self-etching primer, which again means it's going to etch into the piece. In my early days of painting, I never primed. I hated priming because I thought it took away so much from the piece. And in truth, it does. All those individual peaks, valleys, details, the separation between the white blade and that gray piece, the black fins, it changes it. It's completely added. It changed the attitude of the piece. It's good, actually. It's not bad. I'm both happy and saddened by it. I mean, the black and white piece before I painted was beautiful all on its own. I'll be honest with you, if I could find gold foam and gold styrene, I'd start with that, or silver styrene. I'd start with that. And you know what? I could cast that, and I would never have to worry about painting. Well, that'd be kind of a cheap shot. Hand painting adds such a beautiful detail to it. That's all the primer I want on here. I say as I spray again. That's all the primer I want on here. Okay, so next is to wait for it to dry. Alright, we're going to take a moment to talk about this. Since the unit is right there, waiting to dry, we're going to go over some options. The handles, the blade is going to be done silver, and I have a couple of silver options on here. I like this silver because it's a nice muted silver. This is the common silver that I do, but when you finish it, put any protective coating on it, this reflectiveness does not keep unless you do special treatments. And for a unit like this with lots of flex, that treatment is not as flexible. So that's going to be probably not one that I use. This is a duplicolor metal cast for anodized style coatings. Really neat. It does work on plastics and metals as well, but it has an entire process where it goes through the metal finish. This just looks like a metal flake, really, more than it looks like an actual metal finish, making this one even better. Because look at that, kind of looks pewter, maybe titanium. The actual official color on this is what? Brushed nickel. And I like that. So this is this is one step of an entire process where you take other duplicolor colors and spray it on top of it to make interesting candy color coats, which is a thing I was going to do on a kill sword, which is why I have this. So not for this project either. These two offer unique qualities. This one's hammered, which is kind of the effect of the finish quality, and I like that. The hammered texture really brings out something that I don't have to work hard on. And this one is a more extreme version of the same thing, probably too deep because I do want to put some finishing touches on it, making this muted version better. This is wrought iron. Wrought iron, it's reflection making it hard to see. This one is medium gray. This one is raw umber. Little bit of a rust tone on there, which is interesting. So the question is, do I want rust or not? Usually yes, with metals almost always, because metals tend to rust anyway naturally when they have blemishes on them, and that makes it look much more natural. So a combination of these three colors is what I end up using. You're ready to paint, aren't you, buddy? You didn't really need to see me paint it again, did you? Just a slight texture, which is good. Still has that silver quality. Not as stark silver as some other things, but it's the same muted silver as the actual muted gold from the handle. So that should match up real well. This one had 4 layers, or the gold only had 3 layers, or the 5 layers, the gold only had 4 layers. No, they're both 4. I'm not doing a silver layer on this one. At least I don't think I am. Should I? Should I? Maybe? Maybe I will put a 5th layer on here. Alright. That was pretty silver. This one I haven't tested yet. Focus on these, please. Thank you. Come on. Right here. Focus. There we go. I'm thinking this one. This is titanium silver. Give it a good mixing because I haven't even opened it yet. I can tell I haven't opened it because I haven't capped it. Ooh, look at that. And drip a little bit. Capped. That'll dry. Moment of truth, moment of worry. All that paint painted, all that work done. I'm worried about this. All that masking job. Time to unmask, and hopefully it doesn't take the paint with it. Okay, the good news is that the tape isn't taking up the paint. Bad news is it's got schmutz left behind. Like, you know how the sticky part gets on it?
Oh, yeah.
So you can see it right there.
Mm-hmm. Just tell them it's artistic license.
Hey, no, it's supposed to be like that.
Yeah. Who are you to tell me how this is going to look like?
Pleb. There it is. Looking pretty good. Alright, so now I'm going to go put more of this on it.